Hi there everyone, welcome to Alchemy. In this video we bring you the August forecast for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising sign. If you'd like to know how this month's gonna go, carry on with us. So this is a spread for Aquarius for those of you who have Aquarius as Sun, Moon or Rising sign. If you have any doubts regarding your rising sign, I'm going to leave you here with a video where I teach you how to make your natal chart online for free and to immediately identify your rising sign and your moon sign. All you need is your birth data, where the time of your birth should be as precise as possible to the minute, because that's what's going to determine your rising sign. If your city doesn't show up in the map that the website uses, just use the closest city, because a couple of kilometers to the side won't make a difference. The time is actually what's going to determine which sign is rising at the horizon the moment that you were born, alright? So, if you are here for your first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell button to know when we have new videos around here if you haven't done so yet. And of course you can leave us a like if you like the video. You can leave us a comment, a suggestion, a doubt that you may have. We're more than happy to read what you post and also to answer you if that's the case, if you have any doubts or suggestions, of course. So without further ado, let's go into the spread. And for Aquarius this month we have the energy of the Lovers with the Queen of Cups. What does this tell me? You need to make decisions. There is stuff in your life about which you need to make decisions. You have to decide what to do, who to trust, where to go, how to act, okay? And it's time that you make a choice between one or more options that you have on the table right now. Also, you have here the Queen of Cups. That tells me that you need to be very, very intuitive. Intuition will be the key for you to make the best choices, because this card, the Lovers, is usually associated with the myth of the pumice of disagreement. So, what do we have here? It would be the legend where a golden apple was left at the Olympus for the most beautiful goddess. And three goddesses came forward. Hera, the wife of Zeus, Athena, Zeus's daughter, and Aphrodite, the goddess of love. So, Zeus didn't want to deal with any of those three. So he went back to Earth and got someone who was known to have a good judgment of anything, people, cattle, whatever. So Paris, a small shepherd, was asked to have this amazing task to decide which of these three goddesses was the most beautiful in the whole Olympus. So Hera offered him dominion over the whole world. Then Athena offered him wisdom beyond measure and strategy and the ability to be the best strategist ever alive. And then Aphrodite just offered him the love of the most beautiful most beautiful woman on earth. Obviously, being a small shepherd, he just thought, hey, let me get a nice wife. So he gave the apple to Aphrodite. Little problem. Unbeknownst to Paris, he was the youngest son of the king of Troy. He was left to die in a hill because a prophet had told the king that he would be the downfall of Troy. And once he was recognized by the king and made prince, Helen of Troy, or Helen, wife of Agamemnon, that ended up being known as Helen of Troy, would fall in love with him and run away with him and cause the war on Troy that would destroy the whole city. what does this tell me about this card? You here are only making decisions based on what you see, on the face value of whatever it is, of whatever is presented to you. You don't know the consequences of your choices right now. You don't have how to even fathom where each choice is going to take you. So right now you're making blind choices, okay? So that's why your intuition here is so important, because you need to be connected to it, because your intuition is what's going to tell you what you should do and how to get the best possible outcome of each situation, okay? So be careful with this, because you do indeed need to make choices, and not making choices is not only a choice itself, also not a solution, okay? So be aware of this energy and the situation so that you can act accordingly. Then we have the challenge for this month. And why challenge? Because it's the energy that you are supposed to achieve, but it may be a little bit difficult for you to get there, okay? It may be a little bit fuzzy, the way you have to go to get to where this energy needs to be manifested, all right? So in here we have the card of death, and it comes with the Knight of Wands. What does this tell me? There is stuff in your life that you need to change, that you need to let go, that you need to release, so that new offers, new opportunities, new life may come from it. It's kind of the card of death is kind of a Marie Kondo for your life. It's just like, okay, less whatever it is that you haven't used, that it's not useful anymore, that it's not that doesn't add to you anymore. Thank it, bless it, and let it go, okay? Because you don't need that kind of weight in your life anymore. And this is valid for people, stuff, situations, whatever. You indeed, again, need to make decisions so that you can make changes, releasing whatever it is that doesn't make sense in your life anymore, so that you have new energy available to let other stuff be born. Okay. Also, you have here the Knight of Wands that comes with a warning. Instead of making true changes, it's possible that by being impulsive, you just want to get stuff done and you want to get rid of stuff. It may be the case that you try to jump forward instead of actually solving what is behind you and making peace with whatever it is that you need to release, okay? So be aware of this possibility. Be aware whenever you try to make a change, whenever you try to liberate something, make sure that you are really at peace with that situation, that you have really done all that you could do with that situation, and that it's time for you to release it, and not that you are just jumping the gun to see if you can get rid of problems any faster, okay? Usually problems tend to go with you wherever you go. They may show up with different faces and in different places, but the stuff is there still for you to solve, all right? So that's the only warning that you have here, but indeed you have here a lot of change to do. Then we have the love energy for this month, and we have the Moon and the Ten of Cups. What does this tell me? If you are in a relationship, it's quite possible that this relationship still holds, all right? That this is a very peaceful relationship, a relaxing relationship where you feel well, and so does your partner. But the card of the Moon is a card that also talks about stuff that you can't see clearly, and talks about intuition once again. So turn on your intuition, see what's going on in your relationship. It may be the case that your significant one is worried about something at work, about something with his own family, his or her own family, about health, or just having some issues with themselves and their goals and projects and objectives, okay? So be aware of whatever it is that may be going on with your significant one. Turn on your intuition so that you can find out exactly what it is. And then after an honest conversation, I believe that there is here much room for you to be the safe haven your significant one needs, and so that also your significant one may become your safe haven, and both of you create a most amazing relationship of complicity and of friendship and love. All right, but first you need to be accurate about what you're looking at, and don't lose yourself in illusions that everything is just fine when sometimes it's not. It may not be something too serious. It may be just something that is worrying your significant one at work, something like someone who is being a little bit nasty, or someone who is not doing their part, or carrying their load. All right, but in the end, if you pay that attention, you will see great improvements in your relationship. If you are alone, it's quite possible that someone will come around, someone for maybe a long-term relationship, but once again, you need to turn on your intuition so that you can choose right, okay? Because our intuition and our subconscious picks up the smallest signs immediately after you meet someone, and so our conscious side takes a long time trying to debuckle and try to make us forget whatever it is that we apprehended at our first contact with the person, and that's what makes mistakes happen. Okay, if you listen to your intuition and you are honest with yourself, you will see that you will be more than welcome to a beautiful relationship. Okay, just don't dilly-dally in castles in the air, in illusions of what could have been or what may happen, because sometimes, most of the times, those illusions do not correspond to the truth, and they're only good enough to make you disappointed, because you create very high expectations and it's not quite that. Okay, then we have your money, and here you have the Justice and the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords in this case may be a messenger, someone to deliver a subpoena, someone to deliver a ticket, or a letter coming from your bank or from a courthouse telling you that you have stuff to pay or money to receive. Usually with the card of the Justice, whatever money extra that you have would be whatever extra money it is that you receive, would be money that you got from hard work or retribution for something. Say that you paid too much tax and you're getting the tax returns now. Say that you have worked long hours and accomplished something and you now get a bonus. So it's not money that came free. Okay, if you have something going on in court and you win the cause, it's what came from balancing the scales of the universe to your side again. Okay, so it may be a lot, it may be a little, but it's usually a card that doesn't talk to us about a lot of money available. It talks about just retribution. Also talks about problems with paperwork, tickets, bills, stuff that you either need to pay, in this case because we're talking about money, either you need to pay or you are going to receive a refund. Nevertheless, you'll probably have a messenger hand you the information of what you need to do and what you will receive. Okay, so if you have any stuff pending with Justice, any taxes pending, anything of the sort, just take care of that right now, because otherwise it may be worse further on. Okay, then we have your health, and here I'm a little bit concerned. Here we have the Tower, and the Tower talks a lot about nervous problems because your mind's going through the roof and you have a lot of stress. Here you're being very unstable, like the tower that is crumbling. It may talk about problems in your spine because that's your pinnacle of sustentation. So you may have problems with your spine. It may talk of falls and accidents that may damage your spine. It may also talk about surgical interventions, and here you have the King of Wands that comes as the expert. Whatever situation it is that you are going through, if you're having nervous problems, you should seek help. If you are having problems in your spine, you should seek help. If you need to go for a surgery, you should seek help. And here is the card that represents the expert. You should seek the expert that you believe in the most to the situation that you have, all right? So that you can then make the necessary changes or have the necessary procedures done. If you are scheduled for a surgery this month or anytime close to it, I would say that this surgery would go perfectly, and whatever it is that is causing the problem or the situation will be permanently solved, all right? But in any case, you should always seek an expert to know what's going on. Then we have the card for your work, and here we have the World with the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a place of safe haven, and the World is a card of finishing a cycle. So I would say that everything is just fine the way it is. If you are working permanently, or if you are expecting for a contract renovation, I would say that it would be renewed, and that yes, you will stay working where you are, but you are in a phase, in a stage where you are finishing projects, you are wrapping stuff up. So you may need to, after that is finished, you may need to adapt a little bit, because you may need to start communicating with people from abroad, or have to travel for your work, or have to interact or accept in your team, or deal with in daily basis people from foreign countries, okay? If you are seeking for a job, it may be the case that you are going to either find a job in a multinational corporation, or that you're going to find it away from your home in a different city, or actually even in a different country, okay? But yes, you will find a job, and a good job, and a job where you'll be able to deal with foreign people. All right, either multinational, or your boss is from another country, or your coworker, something like that. Something will broaden your horizons. Then we have your spirituality card, and in here we have the Sun and the Five of Wands. What does this tell me? Spiritually, you are in a very, very good place, where you can be generous, where you feel good about yourself, about your spiritual practices. But here, the Five of Wands tells me that there may be some dispute, either within your congregation, or within your family, or someone who's having difficulties accepting your new changes, your new life. So be careful about this. Try to relax and to talk to this or these person or people, depending on how many it is. Try to explain your point of view, or if you prefer, just be yourself, just be who you are, just be generous. Because with the card of the Sun here, I would say that any philanthropy would be much appreciated. If you can help an animal shelter, if you can help a shelter for people who have been victims of violence, who are homeless, if you can donate anything to a children's shelter, anything of the sort. The Sun is generous, and he gives and gives and gives, asking for nothing in return. So whatever it is in your spiritual life that might help you give more, be more generous, be more aware of what's going on around you and how you can make a change, you'll be a beacon of light for those around you, shining as bright as the sun. But again, you have to be careful with whoever it is that may be not too happy about your changes, about your spirituality, and about the light that you emanate, okay? Be careful with this situation and be aware of it. More than being careful, the key here is to be aware of this, so that you can clarify and pacify any situations that may arise, all right? Then, let's see what the Ascended Masters and the Isis Oracle have to tell you for this month. Okay, we have here first and foremost Moses. And Moses talks about taking charge of the situation. Whatever situation it is that you have in the back of your mind would be the right one for this card. And it says as follows. You have the power to heal and alter the course of the situation. It's time for you to take charge and assume a leadership position. First, decide what you want. So here you have the energy of the Lovers. Be clear about the conditions that are acceptable or unacceptable to you. The universe responds when you're clear about your aims and intentions. The Ascended Masters will support your leadership role. Then we have additional meanings for this card as talk openly and honestly about your feelings. There you go. Make a decision instead of passively waiting. There you go. Give yourself permission to do what you feel is right. Here. Don't wait, take action now. Be your own authority figure. So, an amazing card with an amazing advice for you this month. Then we have the Oracle, the Isis Oracle, talking about proper burial for freedom. And it talks about a sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. In order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs to the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us, which is better left to die, though it takes great spiritual courage and trust to allow this to happen. Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be a part of your life so that you may be free. So that's the sacrifice you need to make to Osiris. Sacrifice whatever it is that you are holding on to so dearly, but that you already know that doesn't make sense. So here you get the card of death. You need to see something through and let it go so that you are free from it. You may or may not be fully aware of what this is, but your energy field is somehow haunted by the past or drained by attachments that are no longer necessary for your growth. This could be anything from a past relationship to dreams or visions that may have encouraged you in past times but are not relevant for where you are going now. It might also be the spirit of a lost child or loved one, someone that has passed on or left your life, or the ghost of expectations unmet from past hopes and dreams. There is so much beauty and fullness waiting for you right now. There is no need to further hold on to the past. Do not be scared. You are supposed to utterly and completely in this deep healing release. You are supported, so utterly and completely in this deep healing release now, and all involved will benefit from the healing change. It is not abandoning what you have loved to give it full and proper burial. It is in fact honoring and allowing what you are releasing to return to the pure love and light of the source. It is spiritual freedom for you and what you have released, which is the destiny to which all of life will eventually return. It takes great trust, but if you allow Osiris to help you, you will realize that in letting go, rebirth and growth is really possible. You may experience grief, anger, fear, freedom, and a sense of relief, or a combination of these feelings as you move on to let go and allow proper burial to take place. Do not be afraid of any of these feelings, for they will pass naturally when allowed to just flow. These feelings will actually fertilize new life and allow you to become more of who you are in truth. Trust that Osiris will love and protect that which is released into his care through the world of death. Death too becomes new life. There is nothing to fear and everything to gain. So you have here an amazing card, an amazing oracle telling you to bless and let go whatever it is that doesn't make sense in your life anymore, so that you have room for new life. Exactly what we're talking about with the card of death. I hope that this spread makes sense, that you liked it and that it helped you, and I hope to see you again in our next video. See you soon. Bye.